Live on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment Show on Twitch in partnership with Pinnacle Entertainment, who makers of the Savage Worlds game system. I'm your host and GM, James Durham. Yes, we are here in the studio. It's real. It's not an illusion. It's not fake. We are all physically present, and here I am seeing actual people at a table. They are not heads on a screen. You have no idea what this means to me.
Oh, bunch of damn strangers, all I see.
So The Reliables is an interactive tabletop RPG show where you, our audience, have a direct impact on the show and the story. One of those direct impacts is going to be happening all episode long. In fact, Christian is going to be stuck in full avatar for the entirety of this episode due to a hack attack. Yeah,
super exciting.
Oh, Sergeant Greenville for this particular episode.
Nazis beware.
We couldn't be happier about it.
And hey, speaking of that store, Sarge, do you want to tell us about the items in that store?
Sure. Let me explain to you how the store works today. You put some money in it, and that's how you affect the game as it is played. We are going to start off with the very, very basics. For just a small fee, you can do a shout out, which will have some newfangled computer voice yell whatever you decide to type in right at us, and we have to deal with the ramifications of whatever the hell that is. Next up, you have the ability to buy bennies for all of your lovely players, which they can use to enhance their rolls, re-roll damage, soak up wounds, and move themselves on their sliders from avatar to pilot. Not that I have any inclination what either of those damn things are. You can also do the same thing and give our old GM Jams his own bennies to use against us, so we are even more screwed than we start off. After that, you can move any player's personality from avatar to pilot back and forth, with the exception of me today, by doing the personality reorder. Oh, after that, you can add the win, lose, or draw, which allows the players to draw more than one card during the beginning of combat, so we can choose whether we go faster or whether we go slower.
Meep.
Of course, you get the age-old favorite, the system shock is in order, making your players randomly go between pilot and avatar on a whim, with the exception of me. Got rules today. Greenville, go! After that, you can make all these sons of bitches dance to music. And we haven't danced together in quite some time, especially me, who have never seen these assholes before in my life. However, if you pay money, I will dance with them. Semi-erotically, no touching.
Are these the rules that you live by?
No, ma'am, only until the show is over. For $50, you can also do story time, which will make any character tell a story about their history. Keep in mind that you can choose between pilot or avatar, unless you are me, in which case you just get a great Greenville Kills Nazi story. A reliable source will put any character immediately into a confessional where they talk about the situation and maybe a little trash about the other characters on the show just for a few seconds. You can also give one of them an edge for the same price, giving them access to any edge in the Suede book. And of course, for the big money items, we got the rule of cool physics be damned. We all choose what we're going to do at the beginning of the round. And you vote on which you think is the coolest. Whoever wins that automatically succeeds in their roll with the raise. Everybody else has to try the dumbass thing they just decided they were going to do at a giant minus. Lots of fun. And of course, the hack attack. For lots and lots of money, you can make anything happen in the game, including make one of the players stuck in the same character for the whole thing.
But who would do that?
I do not know.
What kind of monster?
Monster?
No. These are it was pointed out to me that these are the monsters that pay our bills.
Oh,
and
right.
so I thank you for making me and everyone else in this room uncomfortable for the next 2 hours. And that's our store for the reliables. Back to you, Jams.
Thank you so very much for that, Sarge.
Wait, a computer will read anything I type. #shout.
Yes.
All right.
That's
they
Just
will.
like that.
They will.
That is a perfect example.
And Gordon G. Duke is a fine man and a fine American.
3 #pennies for the pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
In studio celebration #draw.
Oh,
All right.
Thank you so much.
Now,
We're
of
just
course,
so excited with
Special
that.
things happen if we fill up the stores, and Greenville might not be as stuck as we thought he was. Because waffles are still a thing.
Well, you're just banking on everything at this point.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much. Hey, and since you've heard from them already, I'm going to start with them as I introduce the members of my show here. All these wonderful cast people I have. I have Christian Doyle as Jonah Monks, our shape-shifting being, and the last of his species, but you won't be seeing much
I
of
don't know
Jonah
who the
Monks.
hell you are talking about, but he is
It's,
not
yeah.
here. Stop looking at me, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. Dimensional Thief, been paroled to the team and has begun to find the arrangement rather to his liking, except in situations like he is currently in today. Or maybe this is to his liking and was all planned. I guess you might find out later on. Xander Layton is Paul, nearly 9 feet of rock-like material containing one of the most brilliant minds to ever exist. Paul's insatiable curiosity drives him to seek out and explore all of the mysteries of the dimensions.
But Paul, is it edible?
Unclear at this point.
He just likes it because it's a sexagon.
Elise Moore is Ranger Rhonda Rittenhauer, the last Space Ranger, protector of the innocent, instrument of justice, and best human shield merit badge holder.
Ranger Rhonda!
Ranger Rhonda's strength of body is only exceeded by her strength of heart. Helen Roundhill is Princess Hedgehog, the last remaining goblin from their dimension. Princess Hedgehog is a powerful practitioner of magic who greatly misses being the center of attention from all of their adoring fans.
I'm on the screen. I'm the center of attention.
Clearly. Together, they are the Reliables, traveling through time and dimensions.
Let's hear the story of how Dr. Archibald Creed got himself kicked out of the Nazi science division because of his crackpot theories. D.
Oh.
We will get to that momentarily.
Yes, I would also be very interested in hearing that story, Doctor.
It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
Before we get to that, let me keep reading off these wonderful things about our show. One of the great things about the show is that we use the Savage Worlds rule system.
Might be the damn best thing about the show.
It might very well be. And the Savage Worlds rule system, like a lot of tabletop RPGs, involves dice. The better you are at something, the bigger the dice you get to use. Not very good at something, you're down at that D4. Really great at something, you might be up at the D12 and even get a bonus to that particular thing. In addition, all dice rolls in Savage Worlds can ace. This is when you roll the highest number on the die. You get to keep that amount and then roll it again and add it to it. Probably getting another ace, maybe another ace after another ace, or another ace after another ace.
We like that.
You never know. what
Unless
happens.
Jonah Mox does it, and then I think every player gets to just go randomly kick them in the balls.
There we go.
You know, there might be a slight advantage to having only Sergeant Greenville, is you might actually roll well today.
Yeah, I might not get kicked in the balls.
Well,
Now, initiative in Savage World, or determining who goes first, is with a deck of cards. And with these playing cards, the highest cards get to go first. Now, in the case of a Joker, not only can you go at any time, including interrupting the turn in progress, but you get a +2 bonus to everything that you're going to do on that particular turn. And so overall, Savage Worlds is fast, it's furious, it's fun, just the way that they intended for it to be. On this episode, we're also going to be using avatars.
Train!
Yes, there is a train. Perhaps we are training.
It is funny.
Yes, I'm back to getting to do dad jokes live.
No one can seem to stop you.
No, they cannot.
Even though we can all reach him now, none of us actually wants to reach out and risk losing that part of their hand.
So what exactly is an avatar? Well, they're people of significance or importance within their dimension, and they get to share their body with the mind and soul of the pilot characters. Both of these two personalities exist within the body, and this can be observed with a slider that you'll see on the bottom of the screen at times. It has 3 places on this slider. There's the P indicating full pilot personality, the A indicating full avatar personality, and then, of course, in the middle for a mixture of both. Where they are on this slider determines which character sheets they can use and how good they are at the things on those individual character sheets. Our heroes can use their bennies to move themselves on the slider, except for Sergeant Greenville. In addition, you can also use that reorder in the store to push them to where you want them to be on the slider. Again, except for Sergeant Greenville. And then, of course, there's the System Shock, where we randomly put everyone, except for Sergeant Greenville, in a different place on the slider. We're going to get Sergeant Greenville the entire episode today because of a hack attack. That's how powerful they are.
Lucky.
So in our last episode, a month ago, our heroes used metapods to travel to an alternate Earth timeline, one that they have previously visited, where Jonah Mox killed a young Adolf Hitler and drastically altered the timeline forever.
I'm sure he doesn't regret that at all.
Now they're back, and this time they're there to stop another incursion from the Galvanic Collective, while simultaneously attempting to fix part of the problem that they created by helping their avatars succeed in their own mission. And so while we're there, let's take a moment and refamiliarize ourselves with the avatars. Jonah Mox is piloting Sergeant Greenville, aka Sarge. One of the best soldiers to ever live, Greenville finds joy in one thing and one thing only: killing Nazis. And for Greenville, anyone who's not actively fighting the Nazis is probably a Nazi. Paul is piloting Dr. Creed. Once a prominent scientist working within the Nazi regime, Dr. Creed became a laughingstock when he revealed his theories regarding the source of the Martian xenotech power: magic. Ranger RHONDA is piloting Corporal Sandy, trusty right hand and often the voice of reason for Sergeant Greenville. Corporal Sandy is a true hero, willing to lay down their life to protect the innocent, save lives, and stop the Nazi boot of oppression. Princess Hedgehog is piloting Lieutenant Thorne, expert covert field agent. Thorne is used to operating alone with their own rules. And with the number of near impossible missions that she succeeded at, can anyone blame her for any overconfidence or perhaps even arrogance? Now, where we left off, our heroes had located the target of their mission, the Martian xenotech teleporter, used by the Nazis to send troops anywhere in the world in a moment's notice, ensuring their continued iron grip. With the mission years in the making, they now travel across the surface of Mars in a commandeered Nazi vehicle, headed for the base containing their target. But something just isn't right. There's been no pursuers, no attempts to intercept them, no forces lying in wait. It's quiet. Far too quiet. Now, before we proceed, I would really like to hear this great story from Dr. Archibald Freed about them getting drummed out of that Nazi science division.
So it seems like we're having some fun.
Leo!
I'm new, I'm sorry.
You know, I did forget to introduce it. We have a brand new tech.
Yeah.
Leo Bloster over there, everyone, who replaced Leo Foster, who was, the worst tech ever. And now we have a much, much better, much more talented tech.
You can tell
great.
it's Bleo and not Leo because Bleo has black hair.
And Leo has blonde hair.
Yeah. So
no, I mean-
it's definitely a completely different person. We're
Oh,
really
I would say
Leo
it's
was constantly
easier.
hitting on all of us.
Well, that is
yeah,
also
so
true.
weird,
Oh my
so
goodness, we had to take her to HR.
couldn't do it.
Very
I just
uncomfortable.
so we're really happy that Bleo stepped in.
But the
Leo
real way you can
Bloster.
tell the difference is that Leo's actually good at their job.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, look at
I
us.
mean, I
We're in
wasn't
the
gonna
studio.
say that, but yeah.
We're talking. People can hear us. It's amazing.
Yeah.
This is all pretty great.
Thanks for coming
really
in,
missed what
Leo.
that story
Of
was.
course.
We're
I'd
really
say this is a great stream already. I'm doing great.
and humble. This is just really fantastic.
I like to boast,
She's as humble as she is better than Leo.
Yes.
I'm great.
So, Bleo Blaster, everybody. Give a round of
Yeah.
applause. Leo!
So are we going to hear that store? Because that was a big purchase.
That was a big purchase.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're having some fun tonight. Hashtag dance, hashtag edgelord S02. So James, what is this new thing and how much chaos can we cause by giving a bunch of enemies rock and roll, hold the line, or maybe level-headed? Let's hashtag move Creed back to center, then put things into the store. Hashtag system shock, hashtag fourth wall. Let's see what Sandy has to say about Sarge.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
We're not gonna play a game today. We're
We
gonna talk.
don't need to, baby. We're together. Hold my hands.
Oh, let's touch! Let's touch!
Hands in, everybody. Not
Not
James,
James,
though.
not James. Not James.
I'm not
Oh my
touching
gosh.
any of these people.
Touching human beings.
It's been
Okay.
months. I've
That was so good.
Okay, wait, what came out of that? We
I'm
gotta
never
tell
washing my
I'm
hand
gonna
again
tell the
until
story
5
about
minutes from now when I
Sarge.
wash them for 20 seconds exactly.
Well, first we're going to hear from Dr. Archibald
Right,
Creed
right.
on how they got drummed out of the science corps.
Yes. It started several months ago, long before this operation began. I was researching the Martian base, and many things didn't add up. Nothing followed the sort of logical sense that science would normally dictate they follow. The things I was observing reminded me of the things I had learned in my college years, studying Thelema and the Crowley methods of magic. Yes, those were wild years, my college years.
Hashtag cool rule last item. Sorry, didn't read it quite right.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Lord.
That's a fully loaded store,
My
right?
Do we have a
goodness.
hack attack in the store already?
They're working on it.
Nice.
Good lord. Sorry, go on.
Yes. The early 60s in alternate history Earth were a time of free love and drugs, and I loved every minute of it.
Did you get any of it?
Yes, I got a lot of it. But while I wasn't getting it, I studied magic extensively and learned many things about it that they wouldn't teach me in university. Now, these coincidences started to stack up as I researched the Martian technology. It became the only thing that made any sense. I confided this to my friend Fritz, or at least I thought he was my friend.
At least I think his name was Fritz.
And I think it was Fritz. It might have been Fratz or Frank or something to that effect. One way or another, when I went to present my findings, I found that my research, my conclusions had been disseminated already. They had already lined their places up against me and been convinced of my foolishness. So I was unable to make my case. I was laughed out of the symposium. You've ever heard a German laugh? It's awful. It's like J-A-J-A-J-A. Ha 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 ha. And ever since, it has been my solemn vow to destroy the Nazi regime. They are short-sighted and foolish, and, well, I don't think they deserve to research such magnificent architecture. And so I find myself here.
Wow, that was a really dumb story.
piggybacking off of that, let's hear from Corporal Sandy exactly how she feels about Sarge and the current situation.
All right. Here's the deal.
Don't lower your guard, though.
Sometimes people just come into your life, and you just, they serve a purpose. You see the good in them, all right? The best thing about Sarge is he loves killing Nazis. And you know what? It works most of the time when you just need him to kill Nazis. The hardest thing about Sarge is every once in a while you have to explain that things like people in work camps who are not actively bashing in the heads of other people with mallets, those are not Nazis, those are prisoners. These are people who are captives. Babies cannot be Nazis. Choice is a thing. But for Sarge, he just sees, just really sees black and white. He just, black, white, and red. He just sees the swastika, he just goes for it. So most of my job is just aiming this massive Gatling gun of a human being at the bad guys and keeping him from spraying everybody else. It's most of my job. I just drive the truck half the time. So all I gotta do is get this guy going in the right direction and we'll be fine. We're just gonna be here, and you know what? I'm not scared to die. He's not scared to die. We're ready to make this sacrifice, so let's do it. Me and Sarge, to the end. God, I don't want to die with this man.
TP!
Why is this the man I gotta die with? It's all right.
There from Corporal Sandy. You get the true feelings out in the open before their time comes. So where exactly were we? Oh yes, traveling across the surface of Mars. And you thought that maybe the desert was the worst place to take a long drive? No, Mars, definitely worse.
It's basically just one giant desert.
I'm gonna be honest. I love this. I love this. It's like we're driving to Disneyland, except when we get to the end, we get to kill a bunch of Nazis.
Sarge, can you get down? Standing up in the back of the Jeep cannot be good. That is
You're right, I probably should be sitting down. I'm presenting the flag a little bit too much here. Oh, there's so many Nazis though, we're gonna get everything.
I know. We gotta...
Since Rhodes was mentioned in this game last week by Jonah Mox last week, hashtag story time for Rhodes' side of the story of the arrest of Jonah Mox to join the Reliance.
Oh my.
Wow.
We played Rhodes.
Oof.
Too bad I ain't got his head here.
Yeah.
That one might just have to wait a tiny bit, but we'll definitely keep that one around.
Woo!
Well played,
I wanna hear
guys.
it.
Well played. Thank you. So you're traveling across the surface of Mars, constantly expecting Nazis to show up, maybe start shooting at you, fly overhead, bomb you, have a blockade set up, something, and not a thing. Just a long, long drive through nothing.
It's
Until ahead, you can
incredible
see
how
a
anxious
vast...
boredom can make you.
Very much so. Until ahead, you see a vast Nazi base, the target, where you're headed to, where you know the teleporter is located from the research you did when you captured that Nazi officer. Built right into a mountainside, even from here, it's apparent that the base has sustained damage. Portions of walls have collapsed. Explosive damage is evident. But all of it seems to have come from the inside.
I mean, I don't want to alarm anybody. I'm full pilot right now. I don't. That's not.
Squeak lower.
There should be some. Sort of something, right?
It appears to be
Yes,
damaged
indeed.
from the inside.
There should be something.
Right? So...
It would seem so.
What exactly are we looking at?
Well, the base seems to be broken from the inside, it looks like.
Good. All right, broken from the inside.
Broken from the inside.
We gotta get in, and it looks pretty open.
Well, all right. They probably just didn't have their sissy maids cleaning up after them, leaving their fascist mess all over the place. Let's go in there and clean house! Woo! America!
No
I am
defenses.
fucking sacked, man.
Me too. This is infectious. Like,
Yeah. America.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So what I'm hearing is this is going to be easier than we thought it would be?
I mean, looks like it.
No
but-
defenses activate as you get closer. No weapons open fire. No communications are sent. And no Nazi defenders await you. Your unease continues to grow as the rover enters the garage, the door sealing behind you. Air pressure and oxygen restore.
It's quiet.
Don't.
Just quiet enough.
Still no Nazis await you. Rovers are parked and undisturbed, meaning the base was clearly not evacuated.
They must have
Something
heard I
isn't
was
right.
coming. I am terrified.
If they have any sense, that would be a reason to go and...
What the hell happened to you out there? All of you, Thorn and Klaus and even you.
Yeah.
You're all acting like you've been breathing the damn Mars air.
Yep, that's what it was. Mars
Yeah.
air.
Yeah,
Oh,
it definitely
good
was there.
job.
That's like helium
You
or
must
other
be
magical
immune, 'cause
substances.
you're so
and-
There's
tough.
more-
Yeah.
You're right, I'm probably immune to the atmosphere because I'm so tough. I'll tell you what. Why don't you just wear this extra helmet next time we go out?
Sounds good.
Fucking with you, don't wear it. I'm gonna die. Thought I was gonna do that for a second, didn't you?
I like helmets.
Red alert lights
go.
are strobing in the halls, though, as you park the rover.
Are they
Clearly,
red
there is no
lights?
light. Yep. Red
Okay, well,
lights.
we're shooting those out.
What's our weapon situation?
Well, you've got some captured weapons from the Nazis from the last base.
Mhm.
and
Do we have
I got the plasma
other-
rifle.
Are there any upgrades lying around? That we
Not
can
at the
scrounge?
immediate second.
Okay.
But let's raid the damn armory before people do get here.
As you enter the base, leaving the garage behind, you start to find dead Nazis.
Hmm.
Yeah, some in their beds and quarters off of the main hallway. Some at their desks and offices.
Guys, come look at this! Oh, this barracks is full of dead Nazis!
It's very
I was sleeping!
Are you not disappointed that you didn't get to kill them? I would be disappointed.
Dead Nazi's a dead Nazi. Don't look a dead Nazi horse in the mouth.
He's actually salivating. It's very uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm fixing to piss my own pants. That is hilarious.
You even pass through a mess hall with Nazis dead with their food trays right in front of them, eaten right in the middle of a meal. Just killed.
How did they die?
It looks like they were killed at close range. Most of them like execution-style shots.
So it wasn't poison. I was just curious because, you know, they had...
Wait a minute. Can I do a notice roll?
Absolutely.
Do I have notice? That's a good question. I do. I have a 6+2.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll take a D6 plus 2 and a D6 wild die over there from Sarge.
Hey, yeah.
That 6 is gonna ace.
Hmm?
What exactly are you looking for, Sarge?
Basically, different kinds of blueprints or anything that would imply that something other than other Nazis killed these Nazis.
It really looks to you like other Nazis killed these Nazis. Like some of the...
Like were they shot with Lugers and
Yeah.
like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
They seem to have been killed with, Nazi weapons, most of them at close range. Like some of the guys in the mess hall, looks like the person next to him just pulled a pistol out and shot the person right in the head, blew their brains out.
Awesome.
Do we have friends?
Spontaneous Nazis killing Nazis. And on the plus side of that, there's weapons lying around everywhere from these dead Nazis.
Can we do the math
I want
on
the
this?
biggest, most fully automatic thing I can find.
Well, you're currently carrying the best thing you can get your hands on
All
for
right.
the moment. So
Okay.
I would like to upgrade
So two
Yeah.
of those.
whatever
then.
I got.
yeah, there's rifles and pistols laying around everywhere. It's pretty much standard issue Nazi gear here so far.
I'm gonna hump a bunch of ammo too. Because I can carry it.
I
Yeah.
have a question. I'm just wondering if, in the grand scheme of the math of this, if a Nazi kills a Nazi, do they stop being a Nazi or do they become a good Nazi?
Ooh, moral quandary.
Yeah, and I have done a lot of thinking about this
I'm
over
sure
the year, and
you
I'm glad that you
You
brought
seem
it up.
like an intellectual, yes.
Yeah, okay, so here's what I If they was a Nazi and then they killed a Nazi, right?
Yes, that is
Because
what
they
I
don't
asked.
like Nazis.
Sure.
They have missed the very crucial step of shooting their own self in the head. Because they still Nazis.
So they're not Nazis?
I
I do not follow.
I believe in the power of change.
I believe in the power of Jesus Christ, and hopefully he'll help me kill Nazis. I would only turn the other cheek if it was to fart on a Nazi. Just so long as we're all clear about
Good.
that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. I think this is pretty straightforward. Okay. Oh my
Kindly
god.
bunch of assholes today, ain't you?
Hey, and you know, with all these dead Nazis everywhere, I think it might be time for Bleo and our tech to cue up that dance party. 'Cause
Oh,
if there's
God.
something worth dancing over,
Yes!
it's a bunch of
Dead
dead Nazis. Am I right,
I
Sarge?
have a special dead Nazi dance, and I'm going to do it for you right now.
Wait, we need music.
Does it involve standing over a Nazi and ducking up and down?
Oh, you saw it.
Here we go.
Sing it again, that high road kills Nazis.
What's gonna be your place or mine? You got the love and I got the time.
Ooh, my.
Oh, all right. Woo!
Definitely worth celebrating. Lots of dead Nazis.
Done. Dead Nazis. Yeah, baby.
Beautiful.
I'll dance on that grave. I mean, change.
I mean, I'll
What?
Hey, as long as we're here expending stuff from the store, how about I use up that system shock on everybody that isn't Sergeant Greenville?
But I have fire
That might make
right
a few
now.
more of you a little bit more tolerable.
Yeah, let's see. Let's
I
start
am
over
a
there
delight.
with Corporal Sandy and the Ranger. We're going to hop all the way to the other side. Let Corporal Sandy just take the whole driver's seat there.
all right.
Or what?
Right there in the middle, let's start with Paul and Dr. Creed. And we're going to move you to the middle.
Okay.
Get a little balance of both. And over there with Princess Hedgehog
Pick me.
and Lieutenant Thorn. We're going to move you all the way into Lieutenant Thorn and let her drive for a while. I mean,
I'm sure she's gonna love Sergeant Greenville.
you know, they're such good friends.
Oh yes, bosom pals.
Maybe after this is over.
What a proposition.
Well, if we're going to die on Mars, no one will ever know.
I'll know.
Did he ask you out? I'm not sure.
In Sergeant Greenville speak, I believe that was.
Yeah.
That was as
about
formal
as
as
good
it
as
gets.
you
Hey,
Trust
you
me,
wanna? That's it right there.
That's the formal version.
And in Lieutenant Thorn, well, if we're going to die here, I suppose.
There are worse ways to end your life.
You're right. I should find us a nice soft bed of dead Nazis. To make sweet, sweet.
Give me 5
little
minutes. I'll
mama.
just pile them together.
Speaking of, moving further into the Nazi base, you find more dead Nazis. These seem to have been fighting back, or at least realized that there was some kind of a conflict
For
going on.
fuck's sake, leave us some.
Sarge, this is a good thing. Can you please remember that this is a good thing?
Well, I mean, it was funny in the first room, but this is kind of kicking a dead horse, ain't it?
Well, no, it's technically kicking dead Nazis. Could you stop kicking the dead Nazis, please?
I didn't realize I was doing that. I'm sorry.
Just out of anger. It's a normal
We
reflex.
can conserve our
Lousy
energy.
son.
I'm sure at some point we'll run across an enemy.
Still no live Nazis, but the shell casings everywhere. These Nazis obviously were not caught off guard and engaged in conflict. But again, looking at the
Yes, most
scenes,
of them are wearing their pants.
Nazis versus Nazis seems to have been the theme here as well. With nothing really separating which Nazi was shooting at which Nazi and why.
You know, I'd watch that film, Nazi versus Nazi.
Hey, we hit Waffle.
We did hit Waffle.
Ow!
Oh my.
The store got filled up.
Hey.
Thank you
Did
so
Sergeant
much.
Green acknowledge Waffle?
That means I get to make somebody a song. Guess what it's gonna be about? Nazis.
I just want it to be about like flower arrangement.
Can it be
like,
called herb stomping Nazis?
Oh boy.
that scene. Okay, still looking for upgrades on pistols
Yep.
and rifles. Nothing
Still
yet.
mostly the same stuff
Okay.
you've been going across so far.
Just double
But
checking.
listening now, you can, that's definitely gunfire coming from further within the base. This conflict clearly is not over. Whether it's Nazis killing Nazis still,
They left
each
us
other.
some.
No,
people are still
Sarge,
shooting at each other somewhere. within
All right,
the base.
everybody, stealth mode. Ha!
he just crawls down
Yeah,
the hallway.
Absolutely, belly crawls all down the hallway. Fucking, he's got a pistol in his teeth, and a rifle in his hands,
He's pointing.
and he's moving down it the hallway. Picture it. It's like a train.
with the subtlety of a freight train.
Very
Yeah.
stealthy.
Just, he's pointed in the right direction. You just gotta let him kind of do his thing.
Enters a room and kills 10 people. Pun intended.
Oh,
Very
okay,
nice.
you know what, Grax?
Very nice.
Yeah, Grax, it's your money. You go ahead and you deal with that.
Getting closer to the gunfire, you pass through a couple of hallways that have portholes looking out onto the surface of Mars, and there's a couple of large vessels docking with this Nazi facility.
Vessels?
Yes, large spaceships from
I'm
one of
guessing
the
they're
other
not our
bases.
backup.
Being as you didn't have any backup and were on your own, it's unlikely that
Yes,
anyone's here to
that's
assist
what
you.
we call
Okay, but we gotta
dry
figure out-
humor,
All right,
sarcasm.
Sandy.
even-
We gotta get in there without making too much noise, so we can't go in shooting. Here's my plan. We get dirty.
Oh, you don't mean.
Yep, Bugs Bunny time. Let's put on those Nazi uniforms and get in there and act cool. I'm gonna put on my German accent.
Sarge,
Aren't we already?
Nazis are
Hello,
shooting
my
Nazis.
name is Hans. I am a Nazi. Pretty good, right?
Sarge, Nazis are shooting
Not
Nazis.
while my pants are off, Sandy.
It doesn't matter what uniform you're wearing.
Look, I'm
You're
still
gonna get
sergeant.
shot at. Oh, Sarge, you're gonna be the death
You
of
still
me.
carry around that magic
literally,
marker?
You're gonna be the death of me. Do you need me to finish out?
Will you put out the little, will you cross out the swastika so when they see it and they're like, oh, it'll be like no Nazis, and then they'll see it and I'll shoot them right in the face. Go ahead.
I think you're missing, like, the,
Magic marker, Corporal.
just point him in the right direction and let him go.
It's gonna look fucking awesome. Okay.
You pass
the
over
jacket doesn't
more
fit.
dead Nazis and more dead Nazis. The sounds of fighting getting louder. Security doors hang open. Some people were obviously killed in a retreat in advance. It's hard to say exactly which. And then you find exactly what you've been looking for, Corporal Sandy. The motherlode, an armory. And while it's mostly depleted, there are still quite a few things in this large Nazi armory. Body armor, helmets, pistols, rifles, grenades, and calling to you, Sarge, a single HG-77 heavy pulse rifle. Pride of the
also
Nazi
did
armory.
Back in the day.
Now, the HG-77 is typically used as a support weapon or mounted on vehicles rather than carried around by a soldier.
I got this.
It is a fully automatic weapon that fires energy-encased 8mm bullets at 1,000 meters a second.
Whew, I got a war boner.
He's not kidding.
I
Just
can
you'll avert
see
your
that.
eyes. Just really, it'll go away.
I know this Nazi was smaller than I was and his pants do not fit.
You don't have to salute me, but I appreciate it.
That's right. So many guns around, even your accent don't turn me off.
All right, everybody, let's gear up.
Oh, I actually have shooting in this one.
That's
Oh,
right.
yes.
Call me Sergeant Dibs on the big one.
Guns, grenades, body armor, you name it. You've got access to it here.
I want some body
It's
armor.
time to put some stuff on.
Yeah.
And that shooting is continuing from deeper within the base as you spend a few moments gearing up, getting
Right.
equipment. It does look like some individuals came in here in a hurry grabbing things, and that's why there's stuff left behind. And maybe that big rifle got left behind because it takes a pretty big person to carry it around.
Oh, if only there was a pretty big person around here to. Oh, this is fine. This is fine.
Strengthened by carrying around your own ego, I'm sure.
Well, gotta work the shoulders and neck somehow.
I'm just glad it's somebody else giving it to him and not me.
Well, if you
No,
were a man,
don't.
I'd consider it.
Don't you dare. Okay. Do we want to specify what we're picking up or just generalized armoring?
I think you can keep track of it yourself.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll trust you.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
in that case, just...
So I got.
I'm gonna grab you some body armor.
I got
body
got,
armor.
20 HP.
I'm just gonna write down
I
all the
got,
grenades, so all the grenades.
No, you're gonna save some of those for me.
You don't,
Tell you what.
Sarge, you do not get everything.
Sarge, I'll carry them for you.
Thermal detonator.
I'll take some grenades.
All right, get yourself some grenades.
Give me a pocket full.
Just a
There doesn't happen to be a plasma sword.
No, unfortunately.
Of course, you want to duel the damn Nazis.
But of course. Is there a sword?
Not in the armory, unfortunately. They're rather exclusive to high-ranking officers in the Nazi regime who kind of take pride in carrying them and caring for them.
I give extra points if you kill one with a bayonet.
Tell you what, I'll put it on my list.
I give-
Wait, am I killing it with the bayonet, or am I
No,
killing
no,
one
no. As
that's
long as he's
holding
got
a
a bayonet and you kill him,
And then
he's worth
I
more.
then have the
I'll pay you
bayonet that I can kill all the
$5
Nazis with.
for a bayonet Nazi. Regular
Okay.
Nazis are
All
$1
right,
a piece.
all right. Oh, I didn't realize we were making money off of this. Well, then.
It's just a bet I have with most of my crew.
He actually pays out on it,
I'm
which is
part
the
of your
weirdest
crew
thing.
now.
1st and 15th every month.
The sounds of gunfire grow closer after you've geared up and move further into the base. Vast security doors are just hanging open that at one point were probably sealed and kept individuals from accessing these very secure and private parts of the base.
Whoa.
And then ahead, you stumble upon the first signs of active fighting. With their backs to you, there are Nazis clearly using doors and overturned furniture as cover in a gunfight with Nazis. They're shooting at each other.
There's no way to lose.
Hold on. Shh.
And as a couple of the Nazis die that are furthest away from you inside of the base, little bolts of golden energy fly from their chests and disappear out into who knows where.
The fuck was that?
Do the gold ones count for more points?
Let's say yes.
Hey, I've got some cards out. Let's deal them out and see what happens.
Okay.
Here, shall we? If I can make this thing work. It's not wanting to cooperate.
I believe in you.
Ooh.
Hey, it flipped on the screen, but not on my screen. That
That's
works.
okay.
Cool.
I'm sure I'll fix it. I'm better than Leo.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Leo's
are.
gonna fix it.
Bleo's
Oh,
got
man.
this.
So much
Now,
better.
we do have a win, lose, or draw in the store. So if somebody doesn't like their card and wants another one, we can see what happens there.
When we get to what are the bad guys got? I want to go before the damn bad guys, especially if I'm shooting at them randomly.
Well, yeah, you might want another card then, because I've got a 9,
I'll take it.
7.
I'll take it. Thank you very much.
I don't know what it is because it won't let me control it on the screen here.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
That's not better, unfortunately.
Wasting the people's money.
Sorry, bud.
I'll take the 7.
Yeah, 7 is kept. If I can make this work again. I'm doing it without being able to see it on the screen here, so it's kind of interesting.
Oops.
Ah,
Like if that's the only technological thing that goes wrong today.
I don't mind. That's only on my end, so totally all right.
Fixed it.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Leo.
Leo!
Thank
Our
you.
hero.
What a Leo.
Now, of course, you can also spend bennies if you would like to get a different card too, and you've got a few of your own, and it looks like there's 2 of them in the store as well.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not going to try for a better card twice. It's cheating.
enough.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll spend
All
a
right.
penny.
Let's see if I can do better for you on this one. I'm guessing that's the right place to put it. I don't know.
Yeah!
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, that changed things quite a bit. You went from last to you're going to be going first.
Always my favorite thing to do.
Nazis are shooting Nazis.
It don't matter who you shoot at. You always win.
But the Nazis further inside the base seem to have that golden energy fly out of them every time one of them drops to the ground.
Like I said, free for all. Who cares?
I would like to. I'm full Sandy.
Indeed.
So they're just like behind barricades, facing away from
Yeah,
us.
very improvised cover. Like there are ones, the closest ones to you are their cover is facing the other Nazis. It's clearly they don't expect anyone to come from behind them.
Right.
Now the ones that are further in, their cover's a little more useful against you as well. You're going to be shooting from the same side as the Nazis shooting at them.
Okay, I want to shoot at. I want to go for. I want to take over basically the cover of one of the sets of Nazis. So.
Oh, good plan.
Smallest amount, one where there's only like 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah, well, being as most of the places are rather improvised, there's only about 2 or 3 in any given location.
Right.
This looks like it was some kind of, maybe it was a meeting hall, maybe it was a place of for information briefings or something. You know, there's a lot of furniture in it.
Okay.
Most of it's just being used as makeshift cover, which isn't lasting very long underneath sustained fire from Nazis shooting at Nazis.
Got it.
It's not the best cover around.
Got it. Still, I'm going to shoot some Nazis.
All right, I'm going to need some shooting. How many times do you want to make the shooting action against Nazis?
Let's shoot. What do I got? Say, I got like a pistol, I got a rifle. Let's do 2 shots.
All right, so we're going to do 2 shooting tests. You get a -2 for the multi-action, but you're going to do it twice. So what is your shooting?
D8.
All right, so a D8, D6 from Corporal Sandy. A -2 for multi-action, that's 6 aces. And even with the -2, that's still going to be up to a 7. That's still going to hit on your first shot. And then let's repeat it for the second time shooting. That 8 aces. A lot of aces, Corporal Sandy over there. That's a 9, even with the -2. So 2 of your shots are going to hit. One of them's going to hit with a raise. So if I can get 2 8-sided dice rolled for damage for that first shot. That is more than enough in their tracks. Shot from behind. Now the one next to them starts to do the turn to look, and they're going to take that same damage plus an extra 6-sided dice because the raise happened. So even harder hit perhaps. That's 6 aces, so probably going for something worse there. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the one. In partial turn, the bullet just hits the right under the helmet. Blows the brains out of this Nazi all over the dead Nazi next to him. It's Nazi on Nazi. Perfect.
The best pile.
Kill them all, let the metaverse
Using
sort
Nazi
them out,
brains for loot.
Hack attack.
So are you putting in hack attacks now, Sergeant Greenville? Because that sounds like something.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just sitting here on my phone. I'm noticing that this one-shot purchases on this Streamlabs thing is pretty neat, and it's a fun game. You might want to play it.
All right, let's see who's next on those initiative cards.
We don't know because we can't see.
It's okay. Well, it looks like Dr. Creed's up next, / Paul, because they're both sharing the driver's seat at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, he'll probably reason with them.
So, this is not the first time that I've seen these energy beings, but it's been a minute since I've had a real good opportunity to really study them. So I would like to take out...
Kill them.
I would-
Kill, not study. Kill, not study. You can study after they're dead.
Yeah, but they're when they're dead, they're going to fly away and will not be useful for my research long term.
You've got this whole thing where they're flying up. They're definitely not going to heaven.
Oh, yes, but if I trap them in this jar that I've charged with a negatively... yes, thank you, perfect. I would like to take a jar and let's say some sort of multi-tool that I definitely have.
Absolutely.
And see if I can create some sort of field in and or around the jar that I could catch a fleeting dying Nazi's GC energy.
Oh, very interestingly done.
I could get some good info out of this puppy, I think, theoretically, for long-term use. Yeah.
So
If
you're
Jonah
going
Box
to
was
set
here,
up
he'd
the
probably
soul
make a
trap, and
Ghostbusters
I'm going to
reference
kill
right
them.
about now,
Yeah.
and it would be
Okay.
friggin' awesome. Just saying.
So,
That
so,
would be correct.
so you're setting up a soul trap. So
Mhm.
that means I've got to kill some for you.
Either you or any dead ones that might happen in the next 6 seconds or so, I suppose.
Right,
While
so I
we're
have
going
6
around,
seconds then.
Yeah.
Can I get you to make me a science roll then in this particular case? And
Yes.
you've got access to both sheets, so you're going to have to tell me which sheet you want to use.
I would love to use Dr. Archibald Creed's sheet. That's a 12 plus 2.
So even with the -1 for being in the middle, it's still a D12 plus 1, and of course the D6 wild die, because you get one of those. Well,
A 4.
even the bad one is still a 4, which is still a basic success in Savage World. So it looks like it just might work.
Okay, all right. I'll take it.
All right, that's going to move us to our next person in the initiative count there, which I believe would be you, Lieutenant, if I'm not mistaken. From
Right,
reading
so
those
I've
cards.
got a bet going with somebody at the moment. How many of them are carrying bayonets?
Oh, quite a few of them are carrying bayonets.
Excellent.
It's fairly standard for most Nazi infantry troopers to carry a bayonet, which they can attach to the end of their rifle.
Oh, very good. In that case, I'm going to drop to one knee for no good reason, and I'd like to fire off 3 shots.
3 shots?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
want $15 out of this, but one of them's got to be close to Dr. Creed. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm jumping around with the jar.
Doing the multi-action 3 times is going to put a -4 on those shooting tests, but you do get to make 3 of them.
Yeah.
So
That's-
how
that's
good
what
are
bennies
you
are
at
for,
shooting?
Right? I've got a 10.
All right, so if I can get a D10 and a D6, that name
Fingers
tag is wrong.
crossed. Oh. Well,
That's not her name.
that's not my
Stop.
name.
That's so weird.
Not your name.
There we go. That's a little better.
No, I've no name at all.
No worries.
Nemo.
And I will take that one more time for the second shot, because unfortunately at the -4, those are
know.
zeros. Oh, but we've got a
Okay.
5 there, which is a basic success, and then the third and final time.
Well,
Oh,
I'd like.
not so good.
I'd like. Can I use a Benny to
You
roll
could
again?
use a
Because
Benny
I
to
really
re-roll
want
one of
to
those
kill
again.
more than one Nazi.
All right, we will use one of the bennies. Would you like to use one of your personal bennies or one of the bennies from the store?
We can use a personal Benny.
Personal
I think.
Benny. All right, can we
Oh,
re-roll
and-
that 10 and that 6 then?
I think that was.
I think that was the re-roll.
That was the re-roll?
I wasn't going to say anything, but
Yes.
I mean,
Leo!
no, Leo, could you?
Leo!
Leo, you haven't got the touch yet. You have to understand all of my rolls.
I can add some
Always.
sweetness to it. You sure? You want one? On the house for you.
Oh, yes, I do. Thank you.
I do not understand why that sounded so hot.
All right. If I
Just
get
if you could shake it up for me.
a
please.
damage roll of 2 8-sided dice, please, that would be appreciated. You know, while you're putting some magic on it. And with a 7, unfortunately, that's only going to get a shaken result. That's not actually going to kill that Nazi, unfortunately for you. Bad
Well, I'm
luck,
not
Lieutenant.
sad.
The
No
British are
Nazi
real
can-
good at wounding Nazis.
That is merely a wounded Nazi,
You
unfortunately.
want to
I'm just
make
going
sure
to-
they can still
I-
make the trip over the river to take you over.
Yeah, sure. What I'm going to do, however, is as to make a point, I'm going to march up to that Nazi and stick my finger in the wound.
Well, we'll have to
Oh,
get
boy.
to that when we get to the next set of cards, because unfortunately,
I
you're
would
out
have
of actions
assumed
for
that
the turn.
Spite would have allowed me to do that without a roll, but that's fine.
And you're out of actions for the turn, unfortunately, which is going to put it into the hands of the Nazis next with the 9 as their card. So, going to manage these as group rolls so that I'm not rolling here for the next hour and a half. If I can get an 8 and a 6 rolled together for the Galvanic Collective-controlled Nazis. All right, and then an 8 and a 6 for the not Galvanic-controlled Nazis. The regular Nazis, as it were. It looks like it's a pretty landslide victory there. And in a span of about 3 or 4 seconds, again, more than 6 Nazis are shot down by these other Nazis. Lots of Nazi killing going on, Sarge, but it's mostly Nazis killing Nazis. It almost makes you a little uncomfortable.
But the ones with the gold shooting out of them when they die, they're better at killing Nazis?
Seems to be. They also seem to be less concerned about getting shot than the other Nazis. They don't really stick to cover.
Oh.
They're not very worried.
Oh. They have a special term where I'm coming from about what kind of ducks these are exactly. And let's just say they ain't standing.
And well, that goes to you next. And the last person to go for this round, Sarge.
I would like to shoot at some of the golden Nazis.
All right. Well,
And I would like to shoot as many bullets as I can.
All right. Well,
at
being as
them.
that this is a fully automatic weapon, I believe you have the rock and roll edge.
I do, yeah.
All right. So you're not going to suffer a recoil penalty for going full auto, but you will suffer the multi-action penalty if you want to make 3 shooting actions.
Well, I do.
All right. So you're going to get a -4 for 3 shooting actions, but you're going to roll a whole lot of dice here.
Yeah, I'm hoping it works out well for me. Rolling dice always seems to.
So what do you have for a shooting die over there, Sarge?
10.
A 10. So for Sarge, I'm going to need 4 10-sided dice with a 6-sided dice rolled for one particular set of shooting. And yeah, one of those aced, and even with the -4, 2 of those hit out of the group. And we're going to repeat that again, 4 10s and a 6, as Sarge continues to open fire. Not so hot with the second batch, and then one more time for the third set.
I did it. That
Oh
worked.
yeah, we got 3 more.
Baby.
For 5 total hits. And this is a 2d10 damage weapon, so I'm going to need to have that done 5 different times. 2d10. That's 5 different Galvanic Collective
17.
controlled Nazis are shot. 17.
There's a dead, there's a shaken, there's a dead.
Very dead.
Dead.
Very dead.
How do you get more dead than dead?
That's a
Shaken.
good question. All right, so you managed to shake or wound 2 and kill 3 Nazis.
Have you captured a Nazi soul yet?
And because of the device
Maybe.
being set up, one of those little golden bolts of energy, instead of just flying out, streaks right towards Dr. Archibald Creed and straight into the jar.
Right into the jar.
You've got a little contained golden energy in a jar now.
We do not take prisoners.
Well, the Nazi that it came out of is very dead.
Yeah.
That part is still very true. And it looks like I'm going to be
Beautiful.
dealing out another set of cards.
Well,
And I can actually see him now. Oh!
No!
Dr. Creed got the Joker.
Joker, we get bennies all around.
Nice.
Everybody gets themselves a free Benny on the player side for that particular one. Does anybody want to use that Benny they just acquired to maybe try and get a different card?
I think I might.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Feel pretty good about it.
I'll
So
go with
for
it,
yourself?
yes.
Using that Benny?
Oh,
Not a whole lot better.
But better.
Corporal Sandy, were you wanting to use one too?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay. Let's see what happens there.
What's that say?
That's a 6.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a little better. Not the
Thanks.
You're not gonna help
best,
me.
but still a little
I'm
better.
gonna keep that 8 because it goes before Nazis.
That's true. Now, if you want to go first, Dr. Creed / Paul, you can right now because you have the Joker. Or because you have the Joker, you can interrupt anyone's action at any time and just go whenever you feel like it.
I will hold off for right now.
All right. Going whenever you want. That means that though you ended the turn, you're going to be starting the turn over there, Sarge.
Well. What do we have over? Bang, 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 bang. I'm not done shooting.
Just continuing.
He's No, but like after the first two Nazis went down, he was like hee 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 hee, and now it's turned on to a full on like giggle. He's like, it's like Woody Woodpecker. It's bad.
Yeah, I told you, you just point him in the right direction. You just let him go.
Are you going for another 3 shooting actions on this one then?
Oh God, yes, might as well.
All right. So I'm going to need that 4 10s and a 6 again.
Precision
from
is
Sarge.
not necessary.
They're Nazis.
We're going to manage. One of those is going to successfully
Reroll.
hit. Oh,
One isn't enough.
1 isn't enough. You want to spend a penny to reroll. All right, the reroll. Well, looks like 1 and an ace.
Cha-ha!
That puts you up to 2 hitting on that one.
7. It's
Minus 4 makes it a 3. Just
Take it.
barely low enough. All right. Number 2. Let's do it again. Oh, man, that 10 aced.
14.
Even with the minus 4, that's going to be a hit with the raise. We're going to put that in
Right.
a separate category. And then one more set. Sarge continuing to go fully automatic. Not getting as many hits this time around,
Got
but we
one.
still have 3 regular hits and a raise. So if I can get 2d10 for damage rolled again 3 separate times for the regular hits.
5.
Still, because
Reroll. I got bloodthirsty.
Oh, you're going to
So
reroll
I
damage.
can reroll damage because I'm an
Not a
asshole.
whole lot better on that reroll.
Yeah.
But in your favor, you did manage to shake a couple of Nazis in your last burst, and 2 shaken results does result in a wound, thereby killing off a Nazi. So
Yeah.
that's going to work. I'm going to need another one of those damage rolls, please.
Take those bullets, Nazis, and you're gonna like them.
That's another dead Nazi. 1 more of those damage rolls.
Woo. Come on now.
That is yet another dead Nazi, and the third one was with a raise. So not only do you get to do the 2 10s, you get to add an extra 6-sided dice to that for extra damage for the raise. And yet another dead Nazi going on. So while in the shooting war between the 2 sides of Nazis, the ones on the inside with the Galvanic Collective controlling them were winning the fight. Sarge just evened the odds again and kept it about equal with both groups of Nazis by shooting a whole bunch of Galvanic Collective control.
Now to be
Nazis.
fair, I gotta shoot the other group after. You know, we need to be
We
sure.
temporarily had support. We had backup. We had a whole army to ourselves, and you've gone and killed them.
Are you saying you want Nazis fighting on our side?
I'm saying, as needs must, we let them fight our battles and then we kill them.
All right. I mean, as long as that's what you're saying,
I'll
put
just
the
say.
sidearm away then.
It's an interesting theory, and it looks like, well, the Nazis are going to be next.
I'd like to step in if I may.
All right, perfect timing.
So I have the right mental image. Are we in silic helmets? You know, for breathing.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they? Yeah, presumably.
No, because
No?
they're inside of the base,
Inside.
which has atmosphere and oxygen
Oh,
at
yes.
the moment.
I'm assuming this room is sealed from other portions of the base, correct?
Well, most of it, the security doors were open, so there's
Yeah.
really only the one major garage door or wherever any other airlocks might be, keeping this
Gotcha.
place pressurized. It's a dangerous place to be right now if someone happened to, vent all of the oxygen and atmosphere inside of this place.
So I'm in the middle, but I'm going to embrace the Archibald side of things and vent this room and send them all into space.
May I ask what you're going to use to vent this room in particular? I'm curious.
So, let's see. What? Okay. This is one of those deals where really I'm collaborating in the storytelling aspect. So really the best thing, I think, the most dramatic thing for me to do would be, it wouldn't be the destructive angle, it would be simply to just very casually just do the equivalent of opening up a window. Yeah.
All right, so you're going to
Watch their
override some
little
of the
heads pop off.
override some of the computer
Override some-
safeguards in here.
and just open the shutters, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're in the middle, so you can use either sheet. It would be hacking is the role I'm going to need.
Yes, while I'm at it, if I could use a Benny to move to Archibald Creed, I don't want to put the mental strain of all this violence on Paul.
Going into full avatar.
Yeah.
getting to use hacking.
Do you have hacking?
Hacking? Oh gosh. I don't have
Other way.
then you
Other
can't
way.
Paul's
okay.
gonna have to bear the brunt of
Paul,
this.
it's efficient. It's just not.
They're Nazis, Paul.
It doesn't matter. It's life, man. It's to be protected.
Let
Violence
me
is-
explain to you why it's not.
Gosh, then I'm not going to hack. I'm just going to do it another way. I'm just going to do it another way. I'm going to be full Archibald Creed, and the way he would do it would be to,
Lure
gonna
them all
science
into
it?
a boxcar.
he's going to shoot a weak point of the windows.
Could shoot.
Yeah.
Also, I believe he's got grenades as well.
He does have
That might
grenades.
be a way
Yeah.
to go.
Okay. Yeah. No. Plant charges. Yeah.
Going to use a gun.
detonator.
Okay. Well, using a grenade like a demolition charge is going to use the repair skill in this case.
That I will. Again. Oh God. I can't-
Throw a grenade!
Okay.
You could
no,
just throw it.
Let's. Okay. I'll just throw it. I'll just throw it.
Throwing it's going to use the athletic skill. Now,
And everybody has that.
Okay.
everyone has that.
You just stay avatar all the time with those rolls. Hashtag hack attack.
Right?
Oh boy.
You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong.
Okay.
So you'll use the athletics, but you got the joker, so you get a +2 bonus to your roll anyway.
I'll do that. Okay. Yeah.
What do you have for athletics over there?
I got a 6.
All right, a 6 and a 6.
Easy.
Both get a +2 bonus to it, and we use the best result. So either a 7 or a 5. A 7 is enough to succeed. You throw it at just the right point, and then if we can get 3 6-sided dice rolled for damage on the structure of the facility to see exactly how bad this is. Now, an 8 isn't a tremendous amount of explosive damage, but from the interior, not really designed to withstand a lot of abuse. Now, the exterior of this facility can take a beating, so it's not a complete giant open hole that you create in the side of it. It's more of a large opening in the bulkhead and then a very small opening in the outer hole of the base, exposing that vacuum, which creates immediate pressure, almost like a really powerful vacuum, if you will, pulling all of the air and atmosphere and one poor hapless nearby Nazi straight against the hole, and then threw it in a rather painful-looking fashion.
Oh boy.
So intestines first, then.
He gets spaghettified.
Oh,
Yeah, it's rather graphic and disturbing. And in the span of a few seconds, Nazis are falling to the ground, having rather creative, explosive body pressure situations happening, lungs simply collapsing inside of chests, and other
Look at him, he's all
terrible.
like, I can't
Terrible.
breathe. I can't breathe.
Enjoy the void. of
Choke on it, you
space.
son of a bitch.
And some
You
emergency
have a
alerts go
useful
off, and some
statistic
doors seal off different parts of this base because a vacuum breach was detected. And in a moment, you're simply surrounded by dead Nazis and the silence of the vacuum.
So were you going to warn anyone? That you were going to do that? Just in case somebody's helmet wasn't
That
properly
was
attached.
freaking
It was,
amazing. I take back everything I ever said or thought about you.
I inspected the helmets. They were in perfect working order, as you can all see. I lied.
easy enough to say after the fact.
We know, but that was still awesome.
all right, everybody, we got a job to do, okay? So we just need to make it out of here. We got to figure out what's going on. But most of all, we have to get the transport down, all right? I don't know who these guys are, but we got something to do. We got to do it, all right?
There's a ship right there. We just take it the rest of the way, right?
A ship? We're here.
Uh-huh.
To blow the thing up?
Yeah.
So let's blow it up while we're here.
Well, I've been thinking about it, and how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a lot of explosives, right?
I'm just gonna like open up my coat and just like all of the
There's a lot of grenades.
grenades that ever was.
All right. To
I
start
wrote
off, yes,
it. I wrote
will
it on my
marry
sheet.
you.
All of the grenades.
Everyone.
Well, first you've got to get on your knees. I don't accept proposals when you're standing.
Well, all right then. Lieutenant, I'm assuming your name is Elizabeth Thorne.
How did you know?
Trust me, you can tell. You want to blow up some Nazis and then maybe get married?
I would love nothing better.
How about the rest of y'all want to get married too?
I'm good, thanks, Sarge.
Okay.
I grew up in the early 60s, were several years ago.
Now listen, I'll throw you a bone just for doing that, blowing the thing up and sucking everybody out thing. That's seriously the coolest thing I've ever seen in my
Look,
life.
if he sucks that well with... Never mind.
Suffice it to say,
Right?
I'm groovy.
Transporter!
I'm hip to this polyamorous,
I don't know what it's called, but I want to do it.
Oh, I think you've been inhaling gun smoke. All right.
Hey, you do have one downside. You
Gun
have
smoke.
essentially sealed yourself in this particular chamber with those emergency doors closing.
Oh
So we
no,
gotta
they
blow it
can't
up
come
from
and
in
get
here?
us.
We're not in the room with the teleporter.
No, not quite yet. You're going to have to find a way through or find a way to seal off that vacuum that you created.
Well, that's okay. We just need
Can
some
we
flex tape.
pile enough bodies against it to kind of plug it a bit? I mean, surely there has to be a Nazi with a head big enough to plug a hole.
That
How big
seems
is the hole at this point?
plausible.
A flesh patch.
A flesh patch, yes.
Several feet thick. We got a lot of bodies.
I know a guy who could
And
do
you guys
that if
think
he
I'm
was
gross.
allowed to be out today.
Is there anything, in this room that's usable? Any sort of
Oh, a variety of things could be
nanobots,
usable.
Lot of
plasma,
bodies.
I want to plug it with
welding?
bodies so
Yeah.
bad.
It's very Tales from the
Can I
Black
just
Freighter.
start doing
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I'm going to help
And like when the
you.
holes get smaller, I'll just start cutting off limbs with my
You know-
machete and just.
Usually, I would use something like repair to fix things, but in this case, because you're using bodies, like the healing or medicine skill might also apply. Because
Ooh, I know somebody who has that.
Either one of those skills is usable in this particular instance.
Can I use athletics to just jam things into the hole?
I'm going to need a little more thought process.
So you
than that.
need.
Either repair or healing or medicine could be used.
Well, I have repair. It just sucks.
Mine.
But I'll use it.
also
D4.
not
I've
great.
got repair.
D4.
Oh,
I've
Corporal
got-
Sandy's got.
Corporal Sandy's got repair. Look, we're
She
trying
needs it.
we're trying the body thing one time, and then I'm finding something else to fix it, all right?
All right.
Scientist.
What do you got for repair over there?
I got a
Corporal?
D8 for repair.
All right, a D8 and a D6 from Corporal Sandy with the flesh patch. And you guys think I'm gross.
Yeah, I got nerfed in the flesh patch.
Oh, it was a D8 and a D6, not a D4.
Oh.
Way to go, Bleo.
Dyslexic, sorry.
First mistake, it's okay. I mean, the old tech, Leo Pastor, would just
Whoa.
constantly make
The
mistakes.
old Leo made 3
So
mistakes, and that's why she's
right.
gone.
But a 7 is a success. The very disturbing and gross flesh patch is enough to seal things off, and the security doors open. It probably won't hold indefinitely, but yeah,
That
you
just
patch
means
to
that it gets
a
sealed
space
behind
station
us
with
and no one can come in.
flesh.
Yep.
That's gross.
Oh, no, that's not all. We have to caulk it with something.
No, we don't. We do not. Absolutely not. It's patched. We're going. We got a job to do.
All right.
But blood? What were you going to use? Please tell me.
Doesn't matter. I'm
Just
just saying
give it a
these,
moment.
these Nazis break down into
He'll
more than
explain
just
it.
individual limbs. I mean, we can paste them if we really
Yes,
work at
if we grind
okay.
their bones, I'm
He'll
sure
explain
they'll
it to you
come up
on your
with-
wedding night.
it. Which, by the way, is
That's a lot
today. Just so we are clear. We are not planning on living through this, so, just saying.
Find it.
I'm
But
planning on
but
doing
Sarge
this.
loves cock. That is so accurate.
All right, the vacuum seal and restored. The security doors reopen, and atmosphere floods back into this section. Which at this point, with no vacuum and now gravity restored, parts of Nazis and bodies fall to the floor.
This is the best day I
spread
have
out
ever
in
had.
piles of gore and other bits.
I thought I had killed Nazis every way you could kill Nazis, but look at this beautiful canvas you have created. I really do love you. I just want to be clear on this, Doc.
I love.
Like, I was planning on murdering you as soon as this whole thing was over, and now I will... What? No?
He just saved your life.
I know, that's why I was saying I'm really sorry about planning on murdering you later on today, and not going to do that now.
That's about as
Love
good as it
you.
gets.
I admire the cold, brutal way in which you think sometimes, Sarge.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this world we're
Everybody
creating
getting
here.
along?
Look at this world.
I'm
Corporal
going to have
Sandy, you are going to be my best man.
so much to watch tonight.
Will you give me away?
If it had been anybody else.
You're just saying that because the rest of our unit died.
It's true. It's true. There's literally no one left on this world who cares about it.
Soon we will die, but before that we will be magnificent.
I even like your voice now. It's amazing.
Well, I don't plan on dying, so let's see how we're going to manage that.
You make your way a little further and past a set of very stout security doors that seem to have been forced open at some point, or someone hacked them, or you're not entirely sure. There are more dead Nazi bodies here.
Good lord.
And within, you reach a vast natural cavern that this hallway just opens into. And inside this natural cavern, there's an immense carved stone disc in the floor, made of some sort of glowing blue rock. It's ringed by massive pillars made of the same kind of stone, glowing blue, all covered in strange runes and markings. Dr. Creed, you recognize these from some of the things that you've investigated in the Martian xenotech. It's clearly Martian writing and Martian runes, hieroglyphs. You're never really sure. There are Nazi machines everywhere around it, and the dead bodies of countless Nazi scientists can be seen. A group of Nazis are building some sort of device out of parts of some of these Nazi machines. And some of the other parts.
Of Nazis.
And some of these other parts they're using from these machines clearly aren't from these machines themselves, but brought in from somewhere else. The technology being used on some of this machinery is clearly vastly beyond anything you've ever seen in this dimension.
I would like to, while we have a moment of quiet, just take in the Gestalt and as much information as I can and see what I can parse. As to how this all is set up and how things work.
Would you like to use an edgelord?
Do you have that's for me.
That's for you.
Yeah, that's for him.
Don't worry, we'll get to that. Do you have an occult skill over there?
I sure do.
How are we going to have a thing in the store called Edgelord and not give it to James?
Oh, excellent point.
I know that look. It means I have to do extra exercises.
Says punishment in your future.
Yeah.
So what do you got for occult over there, Doc?
I got a 12 plus 2.
All right, I'll take a D12 plus 2 and a D6 from Dr. Creed, examining these runes, markings. This very much could be the teleportation chamber. In fact, you're 90% certain it is, and you are 100% certain upon looking at it, seeing the way everything is set up, that your theories are in fact not just theories. This Martian xenotech is nothing short of magic.
So where is the plug on this thing?
The plug, you say?
Yeah, how's it work?
Well, it's right over there.
Yes, it's where all those Nazis are building some kind of strange machine, surrounded by more dead Nazis, of course. And one of them has noticed you and is approaching you in a non-hostile fashion, simply calmly walking over towards you.
Oh, neat.
Can you not see that we are agreed that these tyrants should be crippled, their device should be destroyed? Clearly we're on the same side here. We want to destroy these Nazi teleportation chamber.
Yeah, but...
So my enemy's enemy is my friend, unless my enemy's enemy is a fascist, in which case... Nope, I'm not allowed to say that anymore.
Not only if you let us complete our work, would they no longer have a teleportation device, they will have access to none of this xenotech here at all.
Yeah, but...
For any of their devices,
But
anywhere
good
in
people.
this universe.
What's the writing do? Is what I don't understand.
No. Who the heck are you?
I am the collective.
You are the collective.
We are the collective.
The Nazis are a collective now?
I don't understand.
Well, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Sergeant Greenville, Hampton Greenville.
Don't
Very nice
shake
to meet you.
And Sarge going for the stab. I'm going to need a fighting roll from you, Sarge. And that's going to kick off another combat round.
I'm sorry.
So I'm going to want that fighting roll from Sarge, who just picked a fight.
It's literally on my character
Decision
sheet.
made. Yeah.
The only character sheet you're allowed
Right,
to use.
like
Yep.
Jonah Mox never would have done that.
Whoa!
Well, okay, he probably would have done that too.
Yeah, stabbing is kind of universal across the board.
It's true.
So what do you got for fighting over there, Sarge?
Oh, probably not as good. Oh no, wait, it's awesome. 8.
All right, I'll take a D8 and a D6. You get a +4 bonus because you have something called the drop.
The drop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would hope so.
So that's going to be 11. That's going to hit with a raise.
Oh, don't forget, he put himself into a grapple first.
Yes, of course. So that is going to hit with a raise. I'm assuming you're stabbing him with a combat
With a
knife.
combat knife.
Okay. So what is your strength die over there? Because that's important for hand-to-hand combat.
Is probably only 8 again.
All right, so we need a D8, a D4, and a D6 rolled for damage, and then we're adding 4 to it because you got the drop. So we're going to do a total of 15 damage on this initial stab, and you stab this Nazi right in the throat.
That's weird. All I heard you say was.
At which point, golden energy flies immediately out of him and into the roof of this chamber, and perhaps through it, or maybe it just absorbs into it. You're not really sure. But that's going to kick off the cards, so I dealt them out. Let's see what they came up as. Good job picking a fight, Sarge.
That's what I do, baby.
Wait.
Now, of course, I'm going to say something as I've dealt out these cards, and it might be important for you to want to go first. My card doesn't matter here because we've got ourselves a rule of cool to store.
Oh no!
What better place to use a rule of cool than right where a big fight's about to start to happen. Now, before I get anyone's information, what they have planned, which we're going to start with the worst card, is going to tell us what they're going to do and work our way up. I want to let you know what's in here. Besides the half dozen or so Nazis working on the machinery, there are 3 Nazi super soldiers in here, obviously still controlled by these collective individuals, and 1 Nazi super soldier in a suit of powered armor. So yeah, there's not just any old Nazis standing around here that Sarge just picked a fight with. But I want to use up that rule of cool, and we're going to find out each crazy, wild, impossible idea that these individuals can come up with. I think some of them are going to be pretty straightforward, and some of them aren't. And of course, we're going to start with the people with the worst card first. So, hey, Sarge.
Hey, we just got a draw in the store. I'll take it.
Oh, getting the draw in the store. You cheeky individual.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Well, I guess we're not going to start with you. Instead, we're going to start with Lieutenant Thorne over there. And you're going to tell us your be-all, end-all, how do you deal with this situation, rule of cool. Physics don't matter. Reality doesn't matter.
Hashtag draw. Hashtag draw.
Yes.
So does that mean that I can also
Yes.
draw another card? I think I'm going to do that.
Did we just get another one on top of that?
No.
Oh.
No, that was the one that we
was
just
the one,
got.
yeah.
And got it as soon as it got into the store. So
Yeah, no, like the moment it dropped, I'm like, hey, look at that, a draw. I'll take it.
Snatch.
now, of course, if you want
That's what
to
they call me.
use bennies to move yourself around on the slider before you attempt to do this
Oh,
really
I
cool
might
thing,
actually.
you do have the option, and there are a couple of them in the store there. There's one there, and then you still have a couple left yourself.
Yeah. All right. So actually, I'm going to. Can I change myself on the slider halfway through?
Absolutely, it's a rule of cool.
Excellent. Excellent.
At any point in your round, in fact.
Yep.
Oh, wonderful.
And if you want to spend a whole bunch, you can go back and forth too.
Oh well. Oh, good lord. Okay. So what we're how many we got in there? We got 1. Okay.
And you still have 2.
And I still have 2. All right. Well, in that case, I am going to begin by just grabbing as many grenades as I can between my 2 hands. I'm just going to pretend like Lieutenant Thorne's hands are bigger than mine. We're not working with these little baby paws.
Presidential hands, we call them.
Wow. Wow. All right. And I'm going to throw them out. I am going to switch over to being a hedgehog, whereupon, oh god, there's so many things that we could do. But I think boom is the direction we would like to go with that. And basically anything that is not on my side of this fight that is flammable, I would love to... Well, actually, no. Maybe not anything, because I do want to actually be able to accomplish this at some point. How are these super suits powered?
Well, the one Nazi empowered armor, you believe it uses some of that fancy Martian xenotech to make it work.
Is it flammable?
Well, it's magic.
It's flammable. So I'm going to throw fire at that, and then I'm going. Yeah. Then I am going to, and this I guess would be my third action, or move myself back to center just enough so that Lieutenant Thorne can pull out a bayonet that she picked up earlier and presented to Sarge as a wedding present.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have to take a multi-action so I can hand you a 5-spot.
Okay. That is quite the bold plan. So next up for us to hear from is, if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Archibald Creed. What would you do?
What would I do?
For the be-all, end-all, I mean, you did just get one thing given to you that you've been struggling for years now. You know that, in fact, this whole time, all your fellow scientists were wrong, and you were right.
Yeah.
It's
Please
magic,
monologue
it's
for
real,
this whole
and
thing.
that's what powers all of the Martian technology.
It's real. It's here. We're here. We're queer. Get used to it. I say under my breath. Turns out I've been terrible representation for the LGBTQ community this whole time. Terrible representation. Morally bankrupt. Okay. Digression aside.
It does make sense because often villains are queer coded.
True. Queer coded
You
villain.
didn't see
Yeah.
episode 1 then.
So okay, that moment aside. So Archibald Creed is reeling from this euphoric revelation and would like to take advantage of these new circumstances, this free-flowing magic energy, and all this very exciting technology. And this, which is not showing as yellow as it is in real life. Here we go. Anyway.
If you turn it the other way, it'll just disappear.
It'll just disappear, yeah. It could be anything.
Ooh, it's just an
Empty?
jar.
Limitless possibility.
Foolish.
Yeah. With the eyes, just the creepy eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So this is dream scenario right here.
Yes.
I would like to use components from a nearby terminal, redundant components, and I would like to merge with the Galvanic Collective in a limited capacity. Putting dampeners, suppressors on the control that they would theoretically have over me while gaining access to all of their collective thought and information. Using that information, I would learn how to manipulate this machine, how to react to every move that they make in this encounter, and basically get an incredible upper hand. I would be essentially interrogating them while I have this connection.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is very creative. I
got him. I got him in the palm of my hand
Quite
for the first
literally.
time. So I mean, I could do something with this. I might need to switch over to Paul for this.
Well, they did just get one more event in the store, and of course you still have your personal ones as well. All right, we're on to our third individual, which I believe is you, Sarge?
Yeah.
Sarge.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Because, we're talking about perfect world scenarios here. So, here's how it's going to go. I have no access to the being known as Junamax, or whatever his stupid ass name is. But he's in there.
He's in there.
Now, I don't have access to any of his skills, got access to 0 of his abilities. However, he did recently have an avatar which gives him bleed, so as long as we've got a waffle,
You do have a waffle.
I can access a waffle ability if nothing else. So, here's how it's gonna go.
Oh my god.
Sarge just wants to shoot all the Nazis. It's all he really wants to do, but there's this small part of him that's looking at all that writing on that big disc and just thinking how stupid it looks.
Is it making him angry because he doesn't understand it?
Yeah!
Ah.
Writing in some stupid-ass language, probably a bunch of Nazi propaganda. Well, here's how it's gonna, like, as much as he wants to shoot everybody, he really doesn't like that writing. So, he is going to go up to that writing with his trusty K-bar and a little mallet and start just fixing the symbols so they look like real American letters, okay? Because that's important, first of all. Now, somehow, his drive to kill Nazis has made it so 2 others, Sarges, have just popped up out of nowhere using Jean-Pierre's ability to multiply himself and have opened fire with their giant machine guns from 2 separate sides. Basically just covering both back corners of that room with a horrible machine gun fire and screaming swears at Nazis that they have not heard. Some of them are in German, some of them are in English, some of them are in Polish, really just to confuse the Nazis. 2 of them are in Hebrew, no reason.
Yes, none.
0 reason.
0 reason.
Sure.
But yeah, lots of dead Nazis, and also I'm defacing their little magic floor thing, which is stupid. And it's going to say Merca.
Is that America or America?
I spell it the right way just because I say it wrong. Okay, country don't mean dumb.
Just making sure. All right, and then Corporal Sandy.
Oh.
Last. Be all end all. You could do anything.
So I cast my jutsu.
Okay, I think Corporal Sandy is inspired by the love that has blossomed between Thorn and Sarge. So she came to this mission knowing she was going to die, but this has given her something that she needs to live for. So she's gonna...
Because how can you be the best man?
She made a promise, and she's gonna keep it. So
I'm the flower girl as well. Don't forget.
She's very excited to be literally everything else in this wedding. She's the officiant. She's gonna do it. So
she's going to be the dog that runs down the aisle with the rings tied around the neck.
The whole thing. She's gonna do like the barking. It's very awkward.
Even the dog ring bearer. Why do we have a dog ring bearer at our wedding?
I mean,
it's corgis, right?
It's absolutely
all right.
corgis.
That's fine. That's fine.
So she roundhouse kicks the helmet off the Nazi Sarge just stabbed. She hops on it, rides the helmet to the Martian landing space. She grabs the I'll spend a Benny to go to the middle. Grapples the guy with the powered armor and hacks it using Sandy's hack skill to detonate with the grenades that she has in the middle of this transportation platform. She knows she wants to take this thing out. But she knows she also needs to make this wedding happen. And she remembers that there are ships that showed up with piles of Nazis. So what she's going to do is she's, as this is detonating behind them, we're slow motion running back through the Martian base. I'm like, we're gonna make this love happen, and I've got hands, and we create they do the tin cans on the back of the cars, but it's Nazi body parts.
Oh no.
Because yep.
Because we grab the gun, we shoot all the Nazis that are in the plane. we find one that's abandoned. Let's say that if there's an empty one, let's take it. Then we do like the Nazi body part tin can with the just married. We do the whole like ceremony. I play all the parts as the final explosion destroys the base. As they kiss in the background.
How many multi-action penalties are you going to do?
Coming out. And then we all actually get to fly back home to Earth over the long, long haul. And you name your first baby after me.
Quick question.
Because it's not like a 7-year
Because I
life.
know you were counting. Now, assuming that Elise doesn't win.
Somehow.
I don't understand why I wouldn't.
What
There's
is
a
the
wedding in
negative
mine.
to her rolls? To each roll?
18.
18.
Yeah!
18 to each roll.
Gotta go out with a bang!
Uh-huh.
Oh man, that's strong.
Thank you. I feel confident.
Well, guys, there you have it.
I'm still having my
You
fingers crossed for a
get to
tie.
decide which one of these crazy, wild plans is going to automatically succeed with a raise, and who's going to have to try to do their impossible or slightly less impossible task, depending upon which person you're talking
I
about.
thought I was really pushing out the boat,
No, wait
and
a
then
second.
that happened.
Do I get a penalty for making them name their child? Is that
Yeah,
an
that's one.
action?
To a hashtag system shock. How about combat? Well, let's find out.
Love wins.
Oh,
Aww.
you guys are adorable.
I wish I could read.
Never learned how.
Well, I'm already very far behind.
I don't know.
Hey, somebody. I got one. I got two.
I don't know what these numbers are for.
Oh, contractually obligated to pick anything called love wins. Oh.
I can't read it.
That's okay.
Okay.
You're not missing much.
All right, cool.
Come on.
I love democracy.
You know what to do.
I love the
You do.
republic.
They know to vote.
They know what to do. Vote. It doesn't matter who for. It's going to be fun no matter
It's gonna
what
be
happens.
amazing.
I just like failing.
Woo!
I always, the
28
only
people.
time I fail, I crit, is during Rule of Cool.
I just love them, you know, because one of them's gonna, it's gonna be fantastic.
Oh, it's
These
just
are all very good.
so good.
I don't see a
I mean,
Vanessa
they-
or a Maggie who have voted yet, and I know they're there.
Unbelievable.
Ooh.
Yikes.
These are supposed to be my friends.
Well,
There it is.
Very close.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh, you have to pull it up.
Somebody wants kisses when I get home.
Oh.
It's everybody. Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
wants
yeah,
kisses
yeah,
when
no.
you get home.
Crowley?
I want you to
Yeah.
have kisses when you.
I just want to make it known that I treat you better than Leo does.
Yeah!
Yeah,
Leo,
Leo.
Yes!
Yeah, Leo is way better than Leo.
Oh, so glad.
And we don't have to deal with all that constant sexual harassment like from Leo.
So awkward. She
Who
was always
is
trying
the
to sell
HR
us
department?
plants, so
Yeah,
I
and
don't
Mary
wanna
Kay?
buy
What was with
plants.
that?
I know, I don't want.
Yeah.
It-
Watches?
The candles got me.
Always, it was like a new thing every week. It was so weird.
See, it was actually dangerous when like there were crystals involved because I like shiny things. It was
And so, you know, the elephant in the room, you know, Leo's cocaine issues.
Yeah, well, I
oh
mean,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but at least she always had a plug. And if you wanted illegal explosives, who else were you gonna call?
Yeah,
Well,
no.
yeah.
That's true.
Probably the best connected.
Oh yeah, at least for the hard drugs, sure.
Oh, wow. Triple American Graffiti is our winner. And, well, that's you, Sarge.
Wait,
Whoa,
tie?
We
Tie?
gotta have a tie.
It's a tie. It's a
Tie?
tie.
A tie between...
Oh.
No,
Oh.
No.
No,
I
no.
wanted love
that's
to
not a
win.
tie.
Never mind.
Your counting skills are wrong. We have 3 votes, 4 votes, 6 votes, and 4 votes. Yeah, second place tied, but second place just means you're the first loser.
Whoa, whoa,
Wow.
whoa! I don't know if it was me. I can't read.
All right, well, let's start with everybody who's got to still try to do all of these
Somebody
things.
was hoping too hard.
Eh,
Yeah. Well, hey, let's start with all the ones. You know, let's go with the easy ones first. Here. Yeah, before we go into the complicated marriage process, Dr. Creed, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
merging with the collective, attempting to dampen and suppress that control, access all their thoughts, you gain interrogation and foresight. This really isn't too complicated of a plan. Even with the penalty, you got a chance.
Yeah,
You got a chance.
you got a shot at this.
You're only doing 2 actual actions, so I'm only going to need 2 rolls from you on this one, and we're going to use your science followed by your occult skill. Now, of course, you get the multi-action penalty of 2, and you get the you didn't win penalty of 2 on top of that. So you're going to be at a -4 on both of these rolls, but we're still going to give them a shot here. So let's start with that science roll first. What do you got for science?
So I've got a 12 plus 2.
So even with a -4, you're only at a D12 -2.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the only reason you didn't win, in my opinion.
I know, it's like, I feel like it's going to be so
And we can also get the D6 wild die in there too, just in case. Didn't really make a difference, but hey, 7 -2 is still 5 because you know your +2 cancels out part of that. So the science roll is a success. And the next one I need is the occult roll. What do you got for occult?
I got a 12 plus 2.
So we're doing the same thing. Another D12 and D6. You get mine.
Oh!
Both of those.
Oh!
Wow. So we got a success followed by a success with a raise for those. So despite not winning the poll, you won the actions. They are going to occur.
That's so illegal. That's so illegal. It shouldn't even be possible to but you know.
Physics be damned, man.
Physics be damned.
Physics be damned.
Okay.
Now let's go with the second easiest one here. We're going to go with Lieutenant Thorne and switching back and forth. Some
Lieutenant,
grenades.
please.
Yes. So I mean, we are looking at no less than 3 actions from you here. So.
Wait, now does holding out a bayonet to Sarge and saying please love me, does that actually count? I feel
it's
like
a very important action.
Well, no, I understand that, but I feel like since love is such an important thing.
If it makes you feel any better, the fact that we're doing 3 actions is because you're throwing so many grenades. It has nothing to do with presenting the knife.
Fine. Fine.
So all told, you're only looking at a -6 to the rolls you're making.
Only a minus.
Only a -6. It's not that bad.
Oh.
So we'll start with athletics is what we use for throwing grenades.
Now, are you sure? Can I not use shooting?
Not for grenade
Are you
throwing.
sure?
Absolutely.
You're like, absolutely. What if I have a grenade launcher? Did we...
That wasn't how you described it, though.
Yeah,
so
no,
we're
it's
not
not.
going with the launcher on that one.
So my athletics is a 4.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So we got a D4 and the D6 at a -6. That's 4 aced.
Yes.
And it only became a 1 with the -6.
All right.
But that doesn't count as a critical failure because none of them were natural ones ended up. So not so hot with the grenades. They still go out. It just, when you're trying to throw so many, they go in different directions. They aren't really what you intended
honestly,
to do.
I wasn't aiming. Just get them away from me because the next thing is Splody Boom.
Yeah. So then we have the switch to Princess Hedgehog part to get some magic going.
Hashtag hack attack. If you fail, you might only create Ultron. Hashtag hack attack. If you fail, you might only create Ultron.
Ultron.
Personal favorite on that. So switching into Princess Hedgehog, that's the 2 bennies spent there, if I'm correct.
Yes.
All right.
That's correct.
That moves you over there on the slider. Now, you wanted to set the Nazi and power armor on fire using your magic.
I did.
So I'm going to need that spellcasting roll.
Well,
What
at
do you
least
got?
that's a 12.
Hey, it's a 12, yeah, at a -6. So.
I mean...
At the D12 and the D6 with a -6 coming from Princess Hedgehog. A 3 and a -1, so not so hot there on the spell casting. Looks like there won't be any Nazis being set on fire on that particular one. And after the random grenades fly everywhere and you fail to cast the spell, there's the
problem
knife
is I
presentation.
don't want to do it anymore because now I haven't done anything worth love. You know, it's like I haven't killed anyone. There are no Nazis dying on my watch. Like I just kind of want to like be embarrassed about it, and like go to present it and just kind of go. Never mind.
Oh.
It's fine. It's just
Breaks you down, buddy.
That's kind of heartbreaking.
But he takes it and uses it to make the graffiti with.
Yeah.
All right, now to the wonders and impossibles of Corporal
So,
Sandy.
this is 9 rolls at negative 18.
Yeah.
can
At
be
some
done.
point, I
Can be
assume
done.
it will just come to a screeching halt. We don't have to continue.
Well, it depends if we get a critical failure in there or not.
Okay.
If not, it's just a really...
It's really just you tripping around your own ass for about 6 seconds.
Yes. So let's start with the easy part.
We gotta go, boom, boom!
I'm going to need a fighting roll at minus 18.
Okay, so that would be a D8.
All right, a D8 and a D6 at minus
This
18.
needs to explode a whole lot.
Yeah, oh god, that'd be so
No,
funny.
no,
Yeah,
no,
not
no.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, I need an athletics roll at minus 18.
D8.
86?
Okay.
No, I have to know.
Now then you spend the Benny, go into the middle, grappling the power armors. Again, athletics roll, but this time you're going to be using Ranger RHONDA's sheet, still at minus 18.
Yeah. So athletics, that's a D12.
All right, the D12 and D6 this time at minus.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to work out so well.
What?
Then the hacking roll there.
Oh shoot, I forgot to go back. Okay, we'll have to
Oh no,
hack-
that's part of this. So let's go back there. Wait, so now you have spent all of your bennies at this point.
Yeah, okay. And then so hacking, we're back at yep, D8.
All right, a D8 and a D6 still at minus 18. Hey, that 8. That exploded. And still negative 5.
All right, there we go.
We're getting closer to 0 though, so like I'm feeling good about it.
Now we need a series of athletics rolls involving slow motion running back. So I'm going to want 3 athletics rolls there.
No.
Roll D8.
D8, D6, and minus 18 3 different times.
Oh.
Okay.
Nope,
Nope.
not yet.
Negative 3 on that one, though. That's your
Yeah.
best roll
Negative
yet.
3 is your
Really
best roll.
close.
Literally anything
Oh.
And then one more of those.
No.
Okay, well, not so great. And then I'm going to need a repair roll for the making the Nazi just married body part thing.
Yeah. Okay, that's a D8. Yeah.
Another
Yeah,
D8,
yeah.
D6.
Okay, just for love, you know, dice.
Oh,
no? Okay, cool.
No, it was hastily put together.
No, it
It's
was bad.
obvious.
The knots were all wrong.
And then the hijacking the spaceship part and the full ceremony. So I'm going to want a persuasion roll followed by a piloting roll.
Persuasion's a D4.
All right, D4 to D6 at minus 18.
Watch,
What?
this is the one.
This is the one. No.
Oh,
no.
no. Guess we're not getting married
And the
today.
piloting roll.
D8?
All right, D8 and D6 at minus 18. Okay,
All right.
so how this entire thing happens.
Oh, I can't wait.
Let's see if I can not screw up this narration utterly. So for all of it, we can kind of skip Ranger Rhonda / Corporal Sandy as she's sort of just running around the room.
She runs up, hugs the power armor guy real quick, and keeps moving.
Just goes like this.
Very, very aimlessly.
Sorry, I gotta go do a wedding.
Running around in circles.
Oh.
It's kind of just scary, really, watching the manic episode. And then, yes, Corporal Sandy is slow motion running, but no one else is moving in slow motion while that's happening. It's just Corporal Sandy. Meanwhile, grenades are going off in random corners and spots of the room, thrown by Lieutenant Thorne. And the bayonet is presented to Sarge, which we'll get right back to what happens to that bayonet in a minute. Now, successful over here. Dr. Creed, you're able to merge with this system, and there are hundreds of thousands of voices all speaking at once. And it is an intense moment where so much information is put into your head and also Paul's head. And it is extraordinarily painful. But in that brief moment, you gain a tremendous amount of insight. You can see that over the course of thousands of years, this collective has gone to places like this dimension and drained every bit of magic from it. Mm-hmm. Taking it completely from that dimension, making it mundane and simple. And beneath all this is a knowledge that they possess, that this magic is like the unused building blocks that create these dimensions itself. It is reality. It is everything and can be used to do anything and everything. It is the ultimate building block, free of constraints.
Nice. Like
Power.
Minecraft.
In the background, Corporal Sandy is miming an entire wedding ceremony as she's pretending to be the dog
And maybe
and pretending to be the officiant as he's getting all this profound information.
And with this power, they can essentially do anything if they collect enough of it. Create,
They need to reach a certain
Destroy.
threshold. Yeah. Okay.
unlimited capability once they have enough of it.
Okay. This is very interesting. Paul's going to remember this too. So, brilliant.
That was
Beautiful.
important.
What?
Okay, Sarge. Cover me, Sarge.
So, Sarge, suddenly there is not just one Sarge. There is another Sarge that steps out of Sarge, and then another Sarge that steps out of Sarge. Both of them opening fire with fully automatic weapons,
As they move
spraying
to
the
different
room,
sides of the room.
walking across, doing what is a technique called pieing off to cover
Yeah.
more vectors of fire, putting so much ammunition downrange that there are Nazis flying through the air, pieces of them exploding, parts of these pillars are being broken open and shattered, and Sarge, the central Sarge in the middle, takes the offered knife
Hands you $5.
Thank you.
and begins the most beautiful knife-carved stone graffiti that any of you have ever seen. Probably the first for some of you, but
Right through those symbols, though.
just absolute perfection, creating America in big, bold letters that cover the entirety of this. And the whole time, there are insults being shouted in no less than 5 different languages at these Nazis. And some of them are extraordinarily creative insults that you kind of just have to respect on the creativity of them alone, if nothing else. And by the time the last A in America is carved, the blue light fades from this platform as the destruction of the runes destroys the teleporter's capability to function.
America overcomes!
America decided we were actually going to die here.
And in the aftermath, you are here still in this teleportation chamber that is now just a simple cavern, surrounded by the shot and dead Nazis that were once controlled by the Galvanic Collective, fully knowing that 2 entire ships full of Nazis have landed with this station, and those Nazis are probably headed right here, right now. And that's the moment you have just before the light surrounds most of you again, and you find yourself back in your metapod.
Get some, you son of a bitch!
On board the ship, the fate of Sarge, Corporal Sandy, Dr. Creed, and Lieutenant Thorne, unknown.
Oh,
They haven't
Oh.
died. I refuse.
Love wins.
she was ready to die.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Very much.
I had a whole polycule lined up.
I was going to betray
I
all of
didn't
you.
actually. It was going to get really, really good because now there are multitudes inside of this one.
And the reason you're back seems to be, well, a catastrophic power loss to all 4 of these metapods. And
Of
yeah,
course.
the Reliance is definitely being shot at by something.
Is it Nazis?
And that is where we are going to end this episode for this week
Ah!
of The Reliance. So I want to thank all of you for joining us.
What a great day!
Yeah,
It was nice to be back, right?
It was great to be back in the studio. I want you guys to make sure, we don't have an episode next week. We're off for Memorial Day. It's not a technical difficulty. We're actually off
We're actually supposed to
for
not
Memorial
be here.
Day. And when we come back the following week on the 7th, we will be doing the fan-voted setting of Flash Gordon. That's where we're going to next.
Yeah.
That's right.
Flash!
That's all we can do.
I know.
That's it.
So, make sure in the
Very good.
meantime you catch up on Reliables if you haven't seen. Maybe watch some Masters of the Metaverse if you're bored. There's also Zoe Game Night. We've got Void Jumpers on Wednesdays. Don't forget the Reliables has their own Twitter account. We have our own Reliables website. You guys seen the Reliables website?
It's so cool!
So
We
good.
got our own website. And of course, the Fantasy Network has so many hours of viewing entertainment on it. I don't think you could actually watch it all in a lifetime. I don't think it's possible.
Yes, maybe if you did nothing else and skipped meals.
No eating, breed, sleeping. I mean, who needs those anyway?
Basically what I'm allowed to do right now.
Quit your whining.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us in our first successful foray back here in the studio. It has been absolutely marvelous.
So good.
To see everyone.
We love you.
You're all here. Want to have
Welcome
special thanks to our new tech, Leo.
Leo
You're
I'm
awesome.
still around. I'm way better than her. So.
Yeah.
Wait. Now I want to see a cage fight between the two of you.
God, so do I. Wait, hold on. What are we talking about?
It'll be great.
Leo versus Bleo. I mean, it would be like Face Off, but better.
Yeah.
Better than
That's
Face
right,
Off.
Gordon. You heard Flash Gordon 2 weeks from today.
Yep. Flash Gordon will be happening 2 weeks from today. Thank you guys so much.
right.
And we will see you in 2 weeks.
We'll be here reliably.
More reliable.